Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dirta. So, this video is going to be about how to make money ultimately. Um, just some ways that I found out on my way to 70, some things that are, you know, profitable, some things that might not be as profitable. Understanding your professions a little bit more and actually utilizing your professions because if you're playing this game and you're out questing, you're out, even in the dungeons, and you're not doing your professions, you're kind of only hurting yourself. You're not hurting your teammates, you're not hurting anyone else. It's literally just hurting yourself. All of that is passive income, you know. Um, and I will I will talk about how to farm certain items in the game that is needed by almost everybody that's actually grinding. So there's a couple of questions that you need to ask yourself. The first question that I would say is, like I said, ask yourself what profession you are and how to maximize your profession. If you're skinning, then either dungeon farming or just going killing random mobs that drop that you can skin. Um, if you're a miner, you're a herbalism, you can also you can also dungeon farm because there's a lot of ore, there's a lot of herbs inside a lot of these dungeons. But I will say, depending on what herbs you're looking for, or what ore you're looking for, you might not be able to find it in certain dungeons. So that'd be the only thing to take in on that. Um, but besides that, one of my biggest money farms personally, like the other day, I bought um not only did I have to buy the fast mount, like the fast ground mount, then I had to buy the flying. I had no money when I came to the server, no money at all. So now about 2, 3 days I've made probably about 800 gold, and that's literally just from not only, going around herbing my little farm that I do that I'll show you guys here in a second. Um, but there's these all the primals. So you get all the motes. After you get 10 motes, you can turn into the primals here. And I'm an alchemist, so I just take all the primals, and I turn them into a mite, and then I sell the mite. Um, but that's what I'm talking about, leveraging your professions. Um, if you're a miner and you're a blacksmith, then you can just leverage your ore to make really cool items that people need. And the thing is, pay attention to what you're crafting. Don't just craft it because you have enough herbs. You know, Sometimes it's more profitable just to sell your herbs due to they don't sell. Like, if you're going to put stuff on the auction house, make sure that as soon as you post it, you have a chance of all of them being sold. Like, don't you just want to think about supply and demand? It's kind of like the real world. Like, if I don't know, I put where are they at? The draconic wisdoms. These healers eat these suckers up, boys. They literally eat these things up, and they're not crazy to make. Like 50 silver here, so it's about a gold 60, and then they usually go for about 2 gold, 225. So you're making like 80 silver every time. And I'm an elixir master, so I just buy these in bulk. I don't even go farm them. I just buy these in bulk, turn around, make like 60 of these of the pots, and like I said, I'm an elixir master, so I have a chance to proc more than what I should actually craft. So I have extra money just coming in due to, going deep into my profession and understanding my profession. I think that's one of the biggest things is people just don't understand their professions as much. And another thing is people are sitting in trade chat, look at Hammer of Destiny. Oh my god, that thing's freaking fat, you know? And they go buy these things without having the money to be able to dump back in the market to make them more money. Like they're just solely focused on, all right, I need this piece. It's my best gear, which is it's definitely understandable, but due to due to how easy it is to make money in this game, I just don't understand how people aren't really making any money. Maybe it's because I'm a mage and I can just go AoE farm a lot of crap. Um, Maybe it's because I don't get I, I say I don't get bored, but that's not true. I definitely do get bored going and farming the same mob every day. But like I don't know. I just think ultimately you just kind of have to play it smart. You can't just go buy things that you need. You have to break it down. You have to have a plan. And like if you're skinning and leatherworking, like while you're skinning through 70, like if you want to sell all your leather, then that's fine. If leverage it though. Don't just don't just sell all your stuff just to go buy something else. When in reality, you could just sit on your slow mount like I'm doing now. My mount's only my flying. I don't have the epic flying or the master flying or whatever it is. I don't have the 280 speed. So I'm just sitting here going a little bit slower than everybody else, but I'm not in a rush to fully go all in on that because like at the end of the day, yeah, it's going to speed up my farm. Yeah, it's going to make my life easier, but also at the end of the day, I'm not too worried about spending 5 grand on going faster because I'm going to play this game either way. Like I know we're on a time crunch for the raid and shit coming out, and people are gonna want to have the best gear for those situations. I completely understand that, but you know, like I was saying earlier in the video, dungeon farming is one of the best ways to make money. Like if all the greens that you get, just start a level 1 character, bring him to one of the trade cities, sit him in there, get him a little bit of bags, make the bank a little bit big, and you know, even if you don't find or even if you don't have an enchanter, just find somebody in the trade chat that is an enchanter that you can tip them to sit here and disenchant all the stuff. You can half it with them because at the end of the day, you didn't pay for all this stuff, you know? Like go look at how much arcane dust is. From one green item, as soon as you get into Thrallmar, one green item can yield you 5 arcane dust, which is let's look how much arcane dust is. Oops, I just waved instead of blinked. But let's look up arcane dust. Arcane dust for a 20 stack, it's almost a gold a piece or 2 gold a piece. So, you going out and even questing and getting these green items and disenchanting the green items, that can yield you a pretty good amount of money. Um, I'm going to go ahead here and dive into where I've been making a lot of money personally recently. Um, so like I said, I've been farming the basically all the primals right here. Like I said, there's 10 moats like here, moat of earth. You can turn 10 moats into a primal. Um, and I've just been farming these guys. Because not only does like look how much primal fire goes for. It's 38 gold a piece. Like that's ridiculous. And like yesterday, the moats were like 3 gold a piece, right? And then the primal fires are like I said, you're looking at it now, like 39 gold a piece. So every time that I bought 10 moats, I would instantly turn it into a primal, put it on the auction house. Literally, it would instantly sell, and I just made 9 gold because I just had the liquid to be able to put into the market. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to find those hidden little ones, but like, even if you go out and you farm primal fire, like there's this spot in the Grand. So this is the Gardar's, the main little area that we go. Throne of Elements. You know, you do have to have a flying mount, but you go up here, and the Throne of Elements literally has four of the. How many motes do you need? Five. It's literally got four of the five elementals that you have to kill in order to get the motes. So, you know, you take a couple 2-3 hours out of your day just because you're bored, your friends aren't on, you know, whatever. Go here and just mindlessly kill some mobs here and there. I think it's like a 20 to 30% chance to drop up to 2 motes per kill. And the only bad thing that I would say about these are, you know, it is more congested over there because a lot of people do kind of farm this stuff, understandably. But you know, just get on Wowhead and just look up all the different elementals and the drop rates on the moats and just go farm moats. Like if you're really not a profession guy, you know, like you just like killing stuff or um like I said, even netherweave. Like a lot of people probably vendor netherweave. Like at the very least, you could literally look at. I don't think I have any netherweave. So netherweave to make 2 of these heavy netherweave bandages, right? So let's just say 30 silver because the auction says 14. So we'll just round up to 30 because you need 2 of them. If you like, look at that. Like if you sell the heavy, oh my god, I can't talk. Heavy netherweave bandage and like if you just turn them into heavy netherweave instead of vendoring your cloth, so you'd be making 8 times if you vendor the cloth 8 times 2, 16. You would basically be doubling your silver every time that you just, at the very least, turned them into heavy netherweave and then sold them. Like it makes no sense to even just vendor regular cloth. Especially with these bags and the imbued netherweave and how much these things go for. Like there's kind of no reason to be vendoring the moats. There's no reason to be vendoring, the cloth or the little I forget what those called, but like the early on gems, like the little green gems that you can get, like oh man, why can I not think of what they're called? Hold on. Oh wait, I gotta go to alchemy. But like these, like the moonstones, the blood garnets, like there's no reason that you should be vendoring anything like this, in my opinion. Um, So yeah, those are just a couple things to take away. And ultimately, like this is not it's not a guide to go, get rich overnight, Like I'm a grinder. I play the game. I don't like I'm not in a guild. Everything I've done by myself. I mean, I got some friends that I play with, and we help each other out when we can. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just it's more of a longevity game to me. Like yeah, we got a couple days before Magtheridon's lair opens, and we want to be as kitted as possible for that for sure. But, you know, just the biggest thing, if you were to take anything away from this video, is genuinely just don't buy stuff that you don't need. Like, kind of think about it as if, like your gold that you have, think about, all right, how do I use this gold to make more gold? Not, all right, I got to buy this before this happens. And if that happens, I need this. And there's just too many variables, too many what ifs. Just stick to, all right, maybe, sorry, I got to port homie. Um, But yeah, sorry, like that threw me off a little bit. But 3 gold, brother? Thanks, fam. Um, but yeah, like, just play the game, just have fun. Don't worry about, like, look at that. I just made homie. I'm just chilling here. He hit me up. He needed a port. Like, I know I'm a mage and I can make money passively through some of the abilities they give you. I do understand that. Not every class can do that. Um, but a lot of classes can. Like rogues, look at that guy looking for rogue for, the lock boxes. Um, like there's, you know, dungeon farmers really have an advantage right now because the primal nether, if they're a crafter, you can only get primal nether through running in-game dungeons. And that primal nether, you might not even have to have the mats for anything. You have the plan. That's all you need is the plan and some nether, and you will rake in money for people that need to make their bisque gear. Like you literally rake in money, and all you have to do is just go run some dungeons. Hopefully, you get a primal nether drop, and you know, just make some money. Like at the end of the day, guys, like I don't know, we gotta lock in. We can't be money hungry on, or maybe not money hungry is the word, but we can't be like this gear hungry. We can't be looking at all this stuff in the trade chat because that's what they're here for. They're here to sell. You know, like think about the only time that I look at this stuff is when I mean, I'm always looking. I'm not gonna lie, but the majority of the time, my mentality is, all right, this guy's selling something cheaper than what it is on the auction house. If it's too absurdly low, then I'm just going to scoop it up depending on, supply and demand on said item. If I take that item, turn around, sell it on the auction house because I know that it has a good demand and less supply, I can turn around and I can make, in a couple hours if it's something small, but I can just keep flipping it. Like you can make mass amounts of gold fast by just being smart with it and not just, you know, going to the auction house, spending all your money on, let's say nether weave, making all the bags, all the imbued nether weave, all that stuff, and at the end of the day, you just hook up your own character. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that at all. Like, by all means, like that's partially what you have the profession for. But if you're, what I'm saying is, if you're in a situation to where you are in need of some money, instead of, you know, using all that for yourself, just turn around, sell all the bags for more liquid, go buy or farm the weave, the nether weave, and just keep doing it. If it works, it works. Don't just stop doing it because you're done. You know, that's something that I like. That's something that I figured out personally. I just think that I don't know. I really think doing your professions and just playing the game how you want to, but also having a level mindset on, all right, what it is that I need to buy, what it is that I want to buy, and what it is that makes me money. Like those are going to be the 3 questions that you need to ask yourself. Like, so what do I need for my bisque gear? When do I need it by? Basically, those are its own question. All right, what do I enjoy that brings in a pretty good amount of money? Because if it's not worth your time for the grind, then it's just not worth. Like I don't know. I just think that in this expansion, it's actually really easy to make money, and it might come down to ultimately you might be playing the wrong class for your professions or something like that, you know? Like I'm not any class can play any profession, but there is more optimal classes and races for other professions. Um, so just keep that in mind. But at the end of the day, guys, I know I've said this before, but seriously, out of everything I've said, if you take anything away from it, you take anything away from this video, just have fun, man. Just get on the game. Just whether it is you're a farmer, whether it is you're, a dungeon grinder, whether you just like killing one specific mob for one specific, drop chance so that you can turn like me with the moats, turn them into primal fires. Like there's plenty of ways to make money. You just got to lock in, man. Even going and questing and selling the green items if you're not an enchanter, like yeah, it's boring, but you make money. I mean, it's like living in the real world and going and having a job, Like are you going to go and slave at a job that's not worth it, not giving you enough money? Are you going to go run this dungeon instead of that one because it doesn't drop your herbs? Or are you just going to keep running the same dungeon because you know it drops your herbs and then also it might drop some of your best gear? Like, you know, just think about it full circle. Don't just hop on. It's like, oh, what are we doing today? You know, just put a little bit of extra thought into it, and at the end of the day, man, just have fun. Like that's what we're all here for. We're all here to have fun. We're all here to have a good time. And I just want to see my boys have some money in their pockets. Because I ain't going to lie, I was like that for a very long time. I still get like that. But the only reason I still get like that now is due to spending now. What I just rewired my brain and I changed it and I made it to where if I buy something, how is this going to make me money? I've kind of done that in the real world a little bit too. Like, money's tight. Like, life is rough. So, like, how do I, stretch this money as far as I can and get the most out of it? Just think about it. All it takes is a little bit of extra time to sit there and break it down and understand what it is you need to do. And Atlas Loot is one of your best friends, guys. Like literally, like you can do everything involving gear and crafting, reputation, figuring out where you get stuff, how you get stuff. Like I didn't realize that it breaks it down like this. So a lot of y'all are probably still in the classic. You can go to TBC right here, the drop down, and all of these are all the dungeons, the 10 mans, and the raids. And then you click over here, heroics, yada yada yada. A lot of y'all probably understand this. Something I didn't realize is, it shows you all your pre-bis for every single class. So say I'm mage arcane, whatever, you know. Um, this is fifth best bis for my head. I have this one as well. This is my fourth best. And I have these shoulders. So those are my bis shoulders. I don't have to worry about that. My chest, I ended up getting this drop out of one of the dungeons. It's second bis, so I'm not gonna. It's actually behind a bind on pickup. I'm not a tailorer, so technically I have my best bis option. Um, and it's like that for every class. Like you can figure out where it is, how to get there, and the same with, say you go to factions, you go to all these different factions. You can see what you can get. Like with Aldor and Scryer, I messed up on the first time on the mage. I'm an Aldor guy, and I should have been a Scryer. I sold the bag because I didn't pay attention enough. I didn't put in the research, so it's hindering me late game. Um, but it's okay. I mean, it works out. But same thing with like PvP gear. Same thing with, I'm not even sure what the collections are. I guess these are your tier sets. So the same thing with your tier sets. Um, this is your full bis for like later on, I believe. Um, and crafting, like crafting's the biggest one for me because like say I wanted imbued netherweave bags, which is these 18 slots. So go to tailoring bags, and so you click on imbued and it tells you exactly what you need. So you need all three of these. Well, how do I make imbued netherweave? I don't know. So you go over here and you can see imbued netherweave. So it takes 2 arcane dust, and so I don't know. Like it just breaks it down a lot easier instead of you just going and I want imbued netherweave bags. All right, cool. So you go buy 4 imbued netherweave instead of just making the netherweave into the bolts and then turn around using arcane dust. And you know that's where everybody gets caught up, is they go and buy all this stuff off the auction house instead of seeing in between each step where you could save money. Like, instead of going and buying 4 imbued netherweave, I guarantee it's easier to go look at your other character that you haven't played in a couple days, and he's got netherweave lying around, and you can use that netherweave to ultimately, layer on top of each other to get you the bag. I don't know. I think there's a lot of hidden ways to make money that people don't think about and they just overlook. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Like if you don't have much time, I understand. I definitely get it. But I'm just here to help the boys out and the females. It ain't like that. I love all my people, but you know what I mean. Like I'm just here to help everyone out. Um, I'm on Dream Scythe, Dirta, Tanya Tanker. If you got any questions on how to make money in the game, you can whisper me in the game anytime. I'm usually on a lot. It's kind of what I do right now. Um, I just want to see my people, you know, be the best that they can be. I am we have the guild breakout. I started it whenever we all started coming to the server. No one ended up joining. Everyone that signed the charter left. Um, but if you're interested in joining the guild and you got questions or need help or whatever it may be, you're more than welcome to join. Just send me a PM or comment on one of the videos or anything, um, and just reach out, guys. Like I'm down to help you guys. I'm down to answer questions that you might have. I'm not the best. I'm not the best player in the game, but I will say I am a grinder, and I also look the stuff up and understand and break it down. And you know, even if you don't know what to do, we can come up with a game plan. We can figure it out, and we can help you and set you on the right track to you know, figure it out what it is that you should be doing for yourself to ultimately make more money, get more rep, get more gear, get more gold, the whole shebang, man. Let's just I just want to see my boys prosper. I want to see peace, love, positivity in Azeroth. So, if we can do that, we can put a smile on people's faces, make this game live on for another 20 years. You know what I mean? But it's been a longer video. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing on this video. Um, but yeah, I freaking love you guys. Like I always say, I know I said it a second ago. Peace, love, positivity as always. It's your boy Dirta. Freaking love you guys.
Yes.
Like, comment, subscribe on this video so that we can have some motivation to keep this thing going. I love making these videos. It's honestly, y'all don't understand how much this has helped me, in my personal life. Um, so I just got to keep being active, keep having motivation. The only thing that's gonna, you know, keep me going is you guys. So I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the likes, guys. It honestly means more than you will ever understand coming from my history and what's happened with me gaming. That's something that we can talk about later on as we get more. personable in these videos. Um, but yeah, guys, I freaking love you. It's your boy Dirta. We see y'all on the flip side. Deuce.